So, time to go. Rock and roll. So, hi there everybody. I believe we are live. So, hi Renyard, hi Sunset, and let's see who else comes in. I bet we get Javi and various others as well. Renyard, I'm thinking about this car, this as as in the carts are on mama, probably Scottish as well. Anyway, so let's see. I hope you can see me okay here. So let's see. Next stream is on Thursday the 5th of January at 4 p.m. UK time. So good morning Nasser. Happy New Year. Happy New Year Vitali. Great to have you. And okay. So Nasser first time. Have I got that right? Thursday the 5th of January at 4 p.m. Yeah, that looks fine to me. Okay, Happy New Year, Isa. Lovely to have you with us. Rupa, great to have you as well. Okay, so let's get straight down to it then. Okay, this is talking about the way that the language that we actually speak affects the way that we think. Shalom Renyard, great to have you, and Sabina and Nasser, great to have you as well. Okay, so and Bogdan, great to have you as well, Bogdan. So let's see. Bilingual Mandarin and English speakers living in Singapore also approved, appeared, showed, exposed a preference for left to right mental time mapping upon, over, ahead, higher, right to left mental mapping. Lukash, lovely to have you, Lukash. Happy New Year to you as well, Bogdan, and to Lukash. Okay, so yes, this is talking about where we actually see the past and where we see the future. And for example, if you speak, I think Mandarin, I think the past is above and the future is below, whereas I as a Brit see it moving from left to right, but you can see it moving in all sorts of different ways. So okay, so a preference, approved a preference, appeared a preference, showed, exposed a preference. Okay, so let's see. We've got showed for Vitali, for Sunset, and we've got over for Sunset and Vitali. Isa goes for showed and over. Ronan goes for showed and over. Renyard goes for showed and over. And El Nari, great to have you, El Nari, lovely to see you. Showed and over, and Rupar for showed and over as well. Great to have you, Juan Lim. Great, it's really good to have you here. And Manisco, Happy New Year to you as well. It's lovely to see you. And Nasser goes for appeared. Sabina goes for showed and over. Okay, let's see. I was looking at this, and the first word I wanted to put was expressed a preference, to express a preference. Yeah, but clearly to show a preference. That's it. Jack Darby, lovely to have you as well, Jack. Okay, so they definitely showed a preference for left to right mental time mapping. Yeah, and then over, talking about in preference to, better than, more than. Yeah, I like A over B. Yeah, A is better than B. So great to have you, Haji, in Chittagong. Wow, Chittagong's the other side of the earth from here right now. Okay, so let's try the next one. But amazingly, this group was also quicker to act, perform, riposte, react, repartee to future oriented pictures if the future button was located below the past button, in line with Mandarin. Okay, so this is talking about somebody who's bilingual in Mandarin and English, and they react more rapidly if the button is the past is to the right, but they also react more rapidly if the future is below. So this looked pretty good. We've got react for sunset, we've got react for Vitali, for Bogdan, for Renyard, for Isa, for Sabina, for Jack, for Elnari. Rupa's gone for repartee. Okay, that's interesting. And Juan Lim goes for react, and so does Ronan. Okay, so let's see. Well, firstly, let's see. To riposte means to make a quick, clever answer. Yeah, he riposted angrily. Yeah, is to answer somebody. Yeah, very often with something quite smart, quite intelligent. Yeah, he made when there's banter and you're talking with your friends, maybe there's repartee. A riposte is a verbal answer to something. Okay, probably 7 in formality, and repartee is when you're with your friends making jokes. Yeah, it's nice to have some good repartee with your mates. Okay, so very definitely this quicker to act, to take an action, to perform, no, to react, very definitely. Let's try the next one. And this next one's to do with articles. Means I couldn't find anything else good to make people. Okay, so here's the next one. Indeed, this also suggests that the zero article, the and zero article, bilinguals may have two different views of time's direction. You remember this, the direction of time, time's direction, time direction. Here they've used the possessive, but, well, particularly if they learn both languages from the zero article early age. So let's see. So let's see. Sunset goes for no article and early age. Renyard goes for no article. Bogdan goes for no article in the first one, and Vitali goes for zero article and from an early age in the second one. Juan Lin, I need to know the bilinguals. Okay. El Nari, zero and an. Okay, so El Nari goes for zero for the first one and an for the second one. An early age, says Renyard. Rupa goes the an early age. Isa, no article, an early age. Juan Lim, the early age. So Juan Lim seems to go for the and the. Okay, so let's just look at these then. Juan Lim, the early age. Okay, so indeed, this also suggests Khadi goes for the and an, and Ronan goes for zero or the and an. And David Lutz, great to have you, David Lutz, lovely to see you, goes for no articles in both cases. Indeed, this also suggests that bilinguals, we want a zero article here. We're talking about bilinguals in general. Yeah, bilinguals everywhere. Okay, so It could be the bilinguals because they mentioned bilinguals earlier in this article. The bilinguals that they looked at, but I personally think that bilinguals uncountable is probably a better one. So I think it could be the and zero article, but I think zero article for the first one is certainly better. Okay, so zero. And then, okay, the next one, from an early age. From early age. No, from an early age. It's got to be from an early age because there are various different ages, and this is one of the possibilities, is from an early age. Okay, so let's try the next one then. Next one's dead easy. Yeah, so let's just put the question straight up like this. And we aren't necessarily prisoners of, in, to, thinking a certain way though. Oh, I actually quite like this question. This question's sort of different. Yeah, so prisoner, what's the preposition that goes with prisoner? Rupa's gone for to. Elnari's gone for to. Vitali's gone for of. Bogdan's gone for of. Isa's gone for of. Sunset's gone for of. Elnari's gone for of. Ronan's gone for of. Nasser's gone for of as well. Renyard's gone for of as well. Joanne Lim's gone for of. This is really interesting. So, let's see. And, okay, and Isa says prisoners of war. Thank you, Vitali. The answer to this one is the ice cream in this one is going to Rupa. I'm absolutely certain of it. Let's see, in this, either of or to. So, prison to, yeah, or prisoner of. I think most normally if we use prisoner of, this means that you are have been captured by a person, but particularly prisoner to a way of thought, prisoner to a society that will not let people free. So, well done Hadi, well done Vitali, and well done particularly Rupa, who gave me prisoner 2 right at the beginning. Yeah, well done Rupa, I'm impressed. Prisoner 2, yeah, the of is possible, but the 2 is a much, much better answer. So, prisoner 2, you could use of and it's not wrong. A prisoner to thinking in a certain way. I love the analogy, be party to something. Exactly, Vitali. Well done, Rupa. You deserve it. You went straight in there with the right answer. Okay, this next one I quite like as well. Prisoners of thinking. Because the of David gives the idea that these people are physical prisoners. They're in the jails of. I think too, it gives this idea of something that is more metaphorical, that's something that is on a higher mental plane. Yeah. It's as Vitali put, to be party to something. To be prisoner to. For example, we are prisoners to our everyday lives. We're prisoners to the requirements of society, to the requirements of the bank, to the requirements of our families. Yeah? And that makes it different. It's slightly different. Okay, so now let's see. I keep having to move there because I'm having problems with the. Okay, so I haven't actually put this one up yet. Enthrallingly, intriguingly, enchantingly, rivetingly, Cassandra has shown that you can quickly reverse people's mental time representation by training them to read mirror reverse texts, which goes in the opposite direction to what they're used to. Nora, lovely to see you. Okay, so let's see Jack. Jack goes for intriguingly, so does Sunset, so does Elnari, so does Isa, so does Vitali, so does Bogdan, and so does Joanne Lim. Party 2, be party 2, be privy to. Thank you, Vitali. Intriguingly for Hadi, intriguingly for Renyard as well. Okay, this is very good, because notice, it's enthralling, enchanting and riveting. This is describing a film or a book where you're looking at, oh, this is just so fantastic. Whereas we're saying that this is interesting. And clearly the answer here is intriguingly. Yeah, because it's interesting. Intriguingly. If it's enthralling, the film was enthralling, the book was enthralling, the people were enchanting. So but wait a second, Hadi, that's really good. Prisoners to conscience. Prisoners to the conscience. I would probably say, Hadi, prisoners to conscience, but I really like this. That's a really, really good. Yeah, to suggest your involvement or your participation. That's very good. Whereas of, yeah, you're just the object of. Okay, so let's go for the next one. Ah, yes. Okay, let's see. I'm not very happy with the way this has been written. So I said improve the style. They then react faster to statements that are consistent with time going the opposite way to what they are used to. This is written by the BBC. They can surely write better than this. Yeah? They then react faster to statements that are consistent with time going the opposite way to what they were used to. Patricia, lovely to have you. Salut, Happy New Year. Okay, so improve the style. They then react faster to statements that are consistent with time going the opposite way to what they are used to. Oksana, lovely to have you. Happy New Year to you in Kiev. To the statements. Two statements. No. Firstly, you need to identify what I'm unhappy about here. Lovely to have you, Oksana and Patricia. So what do you think I'm unhappy about? Well, what I'm unhappy about is this what. It sounds really, really bad. Yeah? I know if I'd written that what at school, opposite to the opposite way to what they are used to, it doesn't sound good. Yeah? It's not elegant at all. Yeah? Let's see, you want to be able to change this. Prisoner of war. prisoner of conscience. A prisoner of conscience is prisoner to their conscience. Okay, Rupa, you're getting the idea. Let's see this what. This what. Yes, Reynard. Thank you very, very, very much, Reynard. The ice cream here definitely is for Reynard. Yeah? Try to get rid of this what. To which they are used. Goes the opposite way to which they are, I would probably say to which they are used, yeah? Or the opposite way, which they are used to. I would probably say something like, with time going in the opposite direction to that which they are used to. So let me write that. Going in the opposite direction to the one which they are used to, and I think that works better. I wouldn't leave that. I would not leave that what there, Vitali. To how they are used to. Okay, yeah, we've got to change. For me, we've got to change that what. So if you leave it that way, you'll probably get a job with the BBC then, Vitali. But I really don't like that what. The opposite to what they are used to. Opposite to which. Opposite to. There are much more elegant ways of doing it. Okay, so let's try the next one then. Next one's going to be pretty easy as well. Okay. Contrary, I like accustomed to would sound better as well. The one they are used to, I like that. Let's see, I completely disagree with you, Vitali. That what, it's fine, but it's bad style. It's cheap. Yeah? Jane Austen would never put what there. Any good author worth their salt would not do this. Accustomed to is probably better than used to. Contrary to theirs, I think that contrary is really good, Patricia, by the way. Yeah? Okay, so let's look at the next one. But things get even more interesting. In English and many other European languages, we typically watch, view, look, eye the past as being behind us and the future in front of us. Wow, okay. Okay, so we've got view here from Vitali, from Elnari, from Nora, from Isa, from Oksana, from Rupa, from Bogdan, from Jack, from Juan Lim. Manny, great to have you. Lovely to see you as well. And view goes for Renyard goes for view, and so does Hadi. Perceive the past, anticipate the past, understand the past. Yes, very different. View the past. I was also thinking of envision, envisage. Yeah, envision and envisage would be really, really good words as well. Yeah, you could put view here, definitely. It's probably weak, and there are better words that we can go. Yeah, I think, but particularly I like envision, envisage, conceive, something like that. Consider the past. We typically consider the past. I think consider the past is a very good word to put in there as well, Renyard. Okay, so let's try the next one then. view. Take it for granted, Hadi. On mixed conditionals. Wow. Okay, I'll think about that, Nora. I've got several, but mixed conditionals are a okay, the fare wasn't what I was used to. Wasn't that which I was used to. The which definitely sounds better than what. I agree with you that that's not wrong, Vitali. Literally, but it's not very literary. Thank you, Ronan, for the 139. Okay, so let's see. In Swedish, for example, the word for future, framtid, exactly, verbatim, truly, literally, plainly, means front time. Consider the past, definitely, Patricia. Okay, so we got literally for Vitali, for Isa, for Bogdan, for Elnari, for Oksana, for Ronan, for Renyard, for Rupa, for Nora. Consider the past, definitely. Definitely, Patricia. Literally for Joanne Lim. Okay, Rupa, verbatim means you say what somebody else says, exactly word for word. Yeah? You use the exact words. So please tell me what he said verbatim. You know they used to have CDs that you could, and the brand was called Verbatim because you record exactly what was on the original, and that's why it's verbatim. Verbatim means word for word. So tell me what he said verbatim. Literally, Jack. Yes, good. In Swedish, for example, the word for framtid, literally front time. Yes, it would work without the means, Rupa. So Jack's gone for literally, and Hadi and Patricia for literally. Okay, verba ipsissima. Yeah, the same words as Vitali says, word for word. Okay, so very definitely, literally. Yeah, verbatim is like sick, but it's only oral. That's very good, Patricia, as well. Ha! And I've done it again. Literally, no, it's double. It's double L. Okay, so Litera. I'm always really tempted to put a double T here, and I always get it wrong. Okay, let's try another one here. But okay, let me actually. Yeah, he's persistent. Yeah, persistent and perseverance. Let's see. I agree with him, and this is the point. Normally, David, in English, it's very difficult to get one specific use because there's so many different views on it. Yeah. But in Aymara, spoken by the Aymara people who live in the Andes in Bolivia, Chile, Peru and Argentina, the zero article word for future means behind time. So we've got in thee from Vitali, we've got in thee from Bogdan, we've got in from Elnari, we've got in thee from Rupa, we've got in thee from Oksana, in thee from Nora. Okay, so this looks pretty easy. This looks like you've got it pretty clearly. Okay. In the Andes for Patricia. In the for Jack. Who live in the Andes for Juan Lim. Yeah, because notice. Okay, Tinu. Great to have you again, Tinu. Lovely to see you. They are in the Andes. If you're on top of. Whereas in, yeah, you're within a 3D idea. So notice, on a 2D surface, but in a 3-dimensional space. So in the for Tino, in the for Ronan, in the for Reynard, in the for Tam Lang Nguyen, and a word for future. Looking at it, Hadi, A would work, but I think they're talking about the one specific one. If you say a word for future, it's saying one of the various different words. Yeah, they've got various, but I think here we're looking at it from the one single word for the future. And Namaste Tino, lovely to have you. So as Joanna Lynn puts it, the word for future. So you live in the Andes, and and there is the word for future. The word for future. Yeah, let's see. I agree with you, Vitali. It's a common pattern, but let's see. If you're going to write something that sounds good, what? In these cases, it doesn't sound very nice. Yeah, this isn't what I'm used to. I quite agree. But if you look at the sentence they've written, which is going to sound much better. And as I've said, it's a case of improve the style. Yeah, and let's see. From a technical point of view, Vitali, you're right. But if you want to write something that's good style, it's a structure that I would avoid. Yeah. If you want to add a little bit of formality and style to it, and that's the reason. The reason what, or the reason for which, the reason for what, or the reason for which. I suggest this. Okay, so they reason that because we can't see the future, it must be to our haunch, rear, stern, rump. Which is rarely on my shoulders. I love it, Patricia. But wait a second, it's fine. I love it, David, as well. So Tinu's gone for haunch. It must be to our haunch. Elnari's gone for haunch as well. To our hunch? No, haunch. Haunch. No. Haunch. As in a haunch of venison. And the Hadi's gone for haunch as well. Haunch, back, leg. This is the last one, Jack. Yeah, this is going to be the last question. I'm almost out of battery on my CPU as well. Okay, Patricia says she's lost, so there's the question, Patricia. Yes, it does make logical sense. So, Renyard, how to say Prague has recently turned to Babel? or what idiom to use referring to the flood of tourists which has covered the city recently? Well, instead of turned, I would say has become the new Babel. Yeah, or it's inundated with tourists. Yeah, it's absolutely full of. Okay, so let's see. Let me explain these words. And definitely haunch does make sense. You sit on your haunches. Your haunch is your bottom, your posterior. Thank you, Patricia. Patricia likes rear. So do I. Yeah? I think rear's, for me, the answer is rear. Yeah? I'm very happy with rear. Rear's the word I'm looking for. Yeah? It must be behind us. It must be to our rear. Okay, a haunch is the back legs. The back legs. An animal, a dog sits on its haunches. Yeah, and the haunch here makes sense because it's talking about the bottom. Yeah, so he sat on his haunches. Yeah, a haunch of an animal. Yeah, and that's why this is a cut of meat. The haunch here is the back leg. Okay, the stern is the back, the rear end, exactly, David Lutz. The stern of a boat, yeah? The stern is the back of the boat. And the rump, your rump is talking about your bottom, yeah? So I think if I probably stand up, I think this is my haunch and this is my rump, yeah? Okay, so, yeah, a rump steak. Rump means bottom. Yeah, I sat on my rump. Yeah, on your bottom. Yeah. Okay. And the answer here is rear, because is rear. Rear is talking about backwards. Of unless, except if. Okay, let's see, Valishka. Except if. Okay, do not go through this door except if there is a fire. Never do this except in the case that. Except if. Yeah, so the only condition, the only case where this is the opposite is the other way round. Okay, so I normally stay at home except if I get invited to a good party. Squat, haunch, like yes, that's it, like a kangaroo. I love it, Hadi. Yeah, you see, you've all learned a new word, and this is quite a difficult one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, time to stop. Let's see. You hope your rear is not stern nor stiff but tender. I'm sure it's the tenderest of rumps, Patricia. Okay, so let's see. Next stream on Thursday. That's going to be the 5th of Jan at 4 p.m. UK time. And thank you all for coming. So it's been brilliant having you all. So let's see. Thank you, Oksana. Thank you, Vitali. Thank you, Joanne Lim. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Patricia. Hadi, David Lutz, wow, thank you, Deepak. That's really good to see you as well. Happy New Year, Deepak. Thank you, Rupa. Thank you, Hadi. Thank you, David Lutz. Thank you, Vitali and Patricia and Yelshak. And who else have we got here? We've got Elnari. We've got Tamlan. Thank you for coming, Renyad. Lovely to see you. And you, Jack, as well. And Tinu, good to have you as well. And who else? Joanne Lim, thank you for coming. And who have I missed? Nora, it's been lovely to see you. Happy New Year to you, Nora. And thank you to anyone else I've missed, to Joanne Lim as well, and Ronan. Thank you, Ronan. It's been lovely to have you all. So thank you all for coming, and I